What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to talk about the New York Mets and their victory that they had yesterday over the Washington Nationals. Yes, the Mets actually won a game, and they defeated the Nationals yesterday by the final score of 3-2, and a lot of it had to do with the heroics of shortstop Francisco Lindor. When the Mets were down 2-0 at one point going into the top of the sixth, the Mets were able to get a big hit from Francisco Lindor in the top of the sixth inning, and he hit a rope down the right center field line, which ended up clearing the bases, including scoring Brandon Nimmo all the way from first base. And he ended up getting the big hit for the Mets that put them in position to get the lead and pretty much seal the victory. Overall, as the Mets win 3-2 and are now 19-20 on the season, struggling against arguably one of the worst baseball teams in the National League and in Major League Baseball, that being the Washington Nationals. But either way, Brandon Nimmo had a couple of nice hits in this game. He had a couple of hits. He was 2 of 4 with a walk. His average all the way back up to 317. Jeff McNeil had a couple of hits. Obviously, Lindor had that big hit, the only hit of his game, which ended up being that big single that scored everybody down the line. Starling Marte, he actually moved down in the lineup. He was all the way down in the the 6 hole. I'm sorry, the 7 hole in this game. And he ended up getting 2 hits, which is a positive. Canna ended up getting a hit, which is a positive as well. You need to see these guys start getting lively at the bat. Alvarez, unfortunately, went 0 for 4. And Tylor Megill, who was not great at all on the mound, but he was able to at least pitch 5 innings of 4 hit ball and 2 runs with 1 earned run overall. Walked 4 and struck out 4 in 5 innings overall pitched. Not great, but better than expected. So at least he was able to give up 10 runs in this game, thankfully. But he pitched well enough for the win. And then the Mets had the bullpen clean up everything, as Jeff Brigham, Adam Ottavino, David Robertson, and Drew Smith, who closed out the game, were able to finish it off with a total of 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks, and didn't even give up a hit. So the Mets bullpen actually went in there and did a really good job closing out this baseball game and sealing the victory for New York. And this is a much needed big win for the Mets. They needed some type of win to get the momentum back on their side. And that's exactly what this team was able to do. They were able to get the big win and the big hit off of Mackenzie Gore and find a way to have the bullpen lock this one down. And now the Mets are 19-20, which hopefully they can find a way to get to 500 by the end of today. So the Mets right now, and a couple of injury news for the New York Mets. Carlos Carrasco is expected to make his minor league rehab start Sunday after he was put on the injured list due to elbow inflammation. Showalter made note of that, and Showalter also said that he hopes that left-handed pitcher Brooks Raley will be activated this weekend. So it looks like the Mets are going to be getting a couple of pitchers back sometime this weekend. And in terms of another one of the right-handed pitchers, Dominic Leone is experiencing some elbow discomfort, and while he was warming up in the 9th inning, which could mean he could be on the way to a stint on the IL as well. Not the best news to hear about one of your relief pitchers, but hopefully it's nothing too serious with Leone. Need him out there in the bullpen. Need as many good and healthy arms as you can get in that bullpen. So hopefully Leone is not going to be out with an extended absence, but we're going to have to wait and find out what's going to happen with Dominic Leone going into the rest of this offseason. And then the Mets are going to be going at it again this afternoon/evening, as today it's going to be Joey Lucceshi who's going to be on the mound, where he has a 1-0 record and a 4.43 ERA overall in this season. And He also has a 1-0 record with a 4.38 ERA against the Washington Nationals this year. So hopefully Lucchesi can go out there and have himself a pretty strong pitching performance against the Washington Nationals, and the Mets can end up winning the first 2 of these 4 games of this series and get back on the winning train for this New York Mets team that needs to get as many wins as they can while they're trying to battle back from the issues that they've been going through, especially in the lineup. So, solid win by the Mets. Was it spectacular? Not even close. But a win is a win. No matter if it's pretty or ugly, you'll take the win any way you can get it. And the Mets were able to do that as they win this game 3-2, courtesy of a Francisco Lindor bases-clearing single in the top of the 6th inning off of Mackenzie Gore. And the Mets are now 19-20 with Joey Lucchesi on the mound this afternoon. He's going to go against Trevor Williams, ex-New York Met, seeing if the Mets can nod their record back up to 500 on the season. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. More news, updates, and chatter surrounding the New York Mets, as well as game recaps. Turn on the bell for notifications. The next video is short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Mets. You guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about yesterday's New York Mets victory over the Washington Nationals by the final score of 3-2, and your outlook and state of the Mets as they get ready for their afternoon/evening matchup against the Washington Nationals, the second of this 4-game series in Washington, D.C. against the Nationals. And the Mets are going to look to see if they can up their record to 20-20 on the season with the left-hander Joey Lucchesi on the mound with a 1.0 ERA against the Washington Nationals. Not spectacular by any means in terms of the ERA, but he has a 1-0 record. And hopefully this Mets bats can continue to start to heat up as we get into the rest of this series and beyond. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Take it easy. And as always, let's go New York Mets. All you got to do is you got to believe in those boys from Queens.